Hi, this is Slimedog,
And Topo.
and today we're playing Rustler by Modus, I think, for the PS5, actually. This is one of those games that obviously was made for kind of a lower generation of system, and it's not pushing the PS5 to its limit, but it can be a lot of fun, especially if you're in the right frame of mind and you happen to be familiar with the source material that the game is actually parodying.
Which is both game and, like, it seems very, yes, what did it just slip my brain? The Monty Python.
Monty Python is very prevalent in this game. They spend a lot of time making fun of Monty Python. Actually, the FMV intro to this game is like one of my favorite things, although it's not particularly amazing.
It's just really fun.
I think it's a good kind of example of the style of the game. It's kind of like, it's fun and relatively low effort.
Of course.
But as long as you're not too worried about it, it's an amusing time.
It's cute, and I do think they did it's a fun intro to it. It gives you an idea of, like, it's...
Yeah.
And the other thing being, of course, Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. Specifically the older Grand Theft Autos, like Grand Theft Auto 3,
yeah.
Not 1 or 2, obviously, but 3, because the whole thing is basically kind of, it's designed around, they probably would have called it Grand Theft Horse if they wouldn't have gotten sued. The whole concept is sort of Grand Theft Auto in a medieval time. You roll around on a horse, you fight guys, you steal horses, you're an anti-hero and you do, like, bad things, bad quests that are crimey and things like that.
Right.
But overall, it's basically Grand Theft Auto on a horse. It's a sandbox game that doesn't have a huge environment.
With a throw-in of Monty Python type
There's
humor.
a ton of Monty Python references. There's a few other things, but all of them are very kind of like on-the-nose references. There's not a lot of subtlety to it, so let's see, continue. Now at this point, I've cleared the game, so all the main story stuff is off the map. And at that point,
I don't know how much this is a spoiler, but here's your map. I don't think that's a real spoiler.
That's not really a spoiler. Well, it shows you the whole map is just kind of grayed out to start with, so even then it's not like you get that for clearing the game. So here, I can put it on to show you what that looks like. It's also not exactly a spoiler.
I'll show the map.
The greenhouses are the save points. Ugh, show the map. This is actually one of my least favorite things about the game, is the fact that some brain surgeon made the L3 button, pressing in on the stick that you use to move, the bring up the map thing, okay? There's like, I don't know, I'm just looking at the controller here, about 8 unused buttons on the controller, okay? And they decided to overload the movement stick with bringing up the map, which means every time things get hectic and you're trying to dance around and fight people...
You're trying to run away from cops and stuff.
Run away or do crazy horse riding stuff, you invariably end up bringing up the map 5 times. It's really...
While trying to run at the same time. Yeah.
Really annoying. That's my, probably my least favorite part about the whole game, actually. Like, that's my biggest complaint. And that's in a game that has a lot of stuff that I could complain about. So, but you can, you gotta ride around the horse.
The greenhouses are save points.
They're save points. And
what's the fast travel?
Let's see, I've got to go to it. There's fast travel points.
So it's not the...
Actually, we can go to that boat over there is a fast travel point. So, see if we go over here.
Oh, there's a fast travel point. What's it show on the map? Oh, it's a shield.
Yeah, and then so I just hop off here.
Yeah, but what's it show on the map? Does it show?
It shows a little boat icon. There's a little boat.
And that's how you know it's a fast travel?
Yeah, I think I go to here. Is it, or is this a weapon? Hold on. Yep, and then use fast travel, and it'll take you to the boat on the other side of the map.
So wait, there's only 2 points that you can...
There were only 2 points, yeah.
Oh.
See that little shark? I love him, right? He doesn't do anything. He's cosmetic.
Still, at least it's fun.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's got a skill tree. Oh, and by the way, the interface is a bit onerous. If you want to go look at your skills, you have to pause it and then go past load game to the skill menu. It doesn't use the touchpad at all, like normal games.
Was this a PC port?
I believe so, yeah.
Might be part of it.
But
we find these issues with PC ports.
Yeah. The skill tree isn't that great, but one of the things you need to buy, like, immediately, because...
this is reference.
It's going to make you really nuts if you don't, is this 5th Horseman ability. Save up your points and buy it. It lets you basically summon a horse wherever by pressing down. Otherwise, you're going to spend an amazing amount of time, like, trudging through the countryside trying to get places, or even trying to, like, find a horse.
Because you can steal horses, a la GTA 3.
another thing that wasn't quite made clear, or if it
Horsepower.
was, I missed it initially. Yeah, right? Wasn't made clear in the rules was you can actually back your horse up by pressing the R1, and if you hit R1 and L1 at the same time, you do a 180 flip, which is great for getting yourself stuck in corners, because I can't tell you how many times I've stuck my horse in a corner.
Out of corners?
Yeah, getting out of corners.
I guess you could get stuck that way,
but
that's handy.
Like, here, let me go over here and find something to do.
That's like your sensor thing that circle around you?
Well, it's basically, it makes the treetops go away so you can see your horse even when you're...
right.
And
so
most of the
I see.
fences in the game and such you can run through, so it's not really as restrictive. You can't run through cliffs, and there's a lot of places you can't go,
that
but
makes sense.
you can plow fields if I go south, but nobody wants to plow fields, and yeah. If you're doing it for a trophy, God help you. Let me go find one of those.
Was that a trophy?
A race points. Yes, it was. I had to plow 10 fields, and I did it. Although, honestly, the rest of the trophies in this game, the one at the end, is there's one for basically doing all of the mini games to an excessive degree, and I kind of said, no, I'm not doing that. So, but like, here's a horse race. You have to get off your horse to start the horse race for some reason. I don't understand.
They don't like giving you advantage. I don't know. I'm being silly.
And that starts out, and the horse race begins, and basically you're kind of just crazy taxing through town. You've got the guys behind you. The game.
I don't know which way to go.
Let's see the arrows. The arrows always point at the next arrow.
Oh, I see. Whoops.
Oh, look! I brought up the map again because I hate this thing. That's going to happen a lot, by the way. Just to warn you, if the map comes out for no reason, it's not me actually checking the map.
Unless you're checking it out. But I can see how it would be frustrating.
Especially. It happens a lot on races, and it really happens on fights. When you're trying to get through the story, and the combat gets hectic, it's a pain. If you run over a person and there's a cop around, it'll, like, set the knights on you, the cops. So...
That's these guys, right? The red shirt, the red vests or whatever.
Unless you want to go... Even if you're in a race or something else. So it's generally a good idea to, if you can, not run over people.
Stuff. And the ambulances, too, right? Are particularly... You're not supposed to...
They're fragile, too. Yeah, if you bump into them too much, you might end up setting off the...
like this guy is a copper.
The alarms, yeah.
Right?
Yes, anybody in red and blue is a knight, is a cop. The knights, let's see.
Knights, I believe.
Looking for the fight thing, I can show off some fighting up here.
What about the pimp your horse?
There's the pimp your horse stable things. Ooh, there's money over there. That's one of my save points that I opened up. You have to pay money to open up the save points, but once you do, they're open for the whole game. And in many of them, like this one, it just builds up money as you go, so I can just come back here and pick up the money every now and then.
Well, that's pretty fancy.
It's not bad, but it doesn't take long before money is kind of meaningless.
I see you have a fairly large amount, I would suppose.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's see if I remember.
Some bare knuckle brawling, huh?
Gotta do this. Yeah. There's a this is the fighting mini game. Although you can obviously just fight guys in the streets. Once the cops come after you, they you can basically just fight around, kill anybody if you want. So.
I'm sorry. Did you have to do this before you fight? Is that what you said?
No, this is the fighting. Like here, see, it's right now. It's this one. They take away your weapons, and you have to do like
really?
yeah. If you're having trouble with any of them, I found out the best way to do it is knock them down with a charged hit first, and then as they're getting up, time it so your next charge hit hits him as soon as he stands up, and then knock him down again. And you can just repeat that to get all the way through all of the martial arts fights. There really isn't a whole lot else to it. Although some of the other fights have different conditions. No, you don't have to, but you can. And like this one has swords. This is a sword fight. If you block, it will stun them for a bit, so you can use the opportunity to kind of go through. Like there. It's blocked, and then I can just hit them a few more. And if they're blocking, you can do a strong hit, and it goes to the guard. So that's as deep as the combat is. There's ranged combat with a crossbow. Oh boy, apparently I don't have a crossbow, but that's okay, you're not missing much.
Don't they give it to you, or no?
You find them around.
No, I mean, for the fight, they don't provide the weapon, you have to come in with the weapon?
No, they provide it to you for the fight, but there's no fights that involve crossbows.
Oh, I see.
The crossbow is the only ranged weapon in the game. There's a crossbow and auto crossbow.
Graffiti?
Yeah, right? I kind of like the graffiti.
Oh, and there's also, don't run into the cop.
Trying not to.
What sucks?
Let's see,
Quills
peasants
sucks.
Rule, king sucks.
Is that what it
Yeah,
is?
I think so. Oh, that's a guy. Here, let me see if I can do this. This guy in the checkered horse is actually a taxi.
Taxi. Makes sense.
And if I
Press
hold down square, oh, he took
came
my
back
horse
and
back.
took the. Well, it's his horse technically.
That's it, taxi guy.
You best press that square quicker. There we go. Square.
I'm pressing
Taxi
square.
guy. Oh,
Why isn't it going?
don't know.
Ugh, this game. There's a lot of
So-
stuff like this, actually. A lot of things don't trigger when they should. It's
So now
not...
you have it. Now can you push the square?
No, it's not doing it.
Oh, well. Let me just let this one. Oh, the bards. The bard was back there.
Oh yeah, there's the Bard. This is their version of the radio, the famous radio from Grand Theft Auto. Is
The GTA 3 music that was like awesome.
Yeah, you just like roll around town and do your thing, right? Now you can talk to bards who play music on the street, and
It's alright.
you pay them, and see, they'll ride with you if you hop on a horse. They'll also hop on the horse.
Oh, good. Now you can do the taxi guy.
Ah, okay, here we go. I hit square. Did it not do it?
No, probably because you have a bard on here.
Oh my gosh. See?
How are you gonna do it with the?
I don't think I can do the taxi thing. Anyway, the taxi thing, when it works, and it has worked for me before,
Why is he on fire?
he's got a torch. Torch is like a
Oh,
weapon.
that makes more sense.
Um,
I thought it was like off.
yeah, right.
Sorry.
So
Oh,
back
do the
up now.
flip.
Flipping it over.
If you get, how long does your bard last?
He lasts forever until you kick him off or until you leave or something tragic happens to him.
So if you drop the bard, maybe then you can do the taxi.
I'm not sure if I can drop the bard. How do
Well, you
drop
just
the
said,
bard?
get off the horse.
Well, I can get off the horse.
Get off the horse. Maybe I'll get off the horse.
No, now we're just moving. Horse is stuck. It's like my controller is broken.
That's awesome. Oh, there you go.
Ah,
And he's off. No, you're off.
that was rather odd. And now the bard is standing on the horse playing, and we've got some sort of traffic thing
Okay,
going
so
on
there's
here.
there's some glitchy issues.
It's not. Yeah, it's not. There's a fair bit of that.
Okay, you can call it. Oh, no, there you go. Oh, there's
So-
no oh, but you probably don't want to rob the taxi in front of the guard.
Maybe, maybe not. We'll see.
Okay, he's out of sight. Now get on and quickly.
Press the X, start the horse.
It's square,
square?
not it's square.
Yep, it's not doing it. Maybe it's because I beat the game. I don't know why
Okay,
it's not
so-
doing the
oh.
horses, but
What
It's
was
not
that? A
letting me do
mini
it.
game?
yeah, that was one of the mini games.
Oh, well, anyway,
oh.
it was a fun game though.
It was okay, yeah.
The taxi part.
The one I wanted to kind of show off is at the end of the game. Oh, great! See, I can't squish through here, and I can't bring up the map every time. One of the better mini games, or better constructed mini games, was the jousting in this thing, which doesn't even show up until the very end of the game. But it took a little bit to get the hang of, but it's actually moderately well implemented. So I wanted to kind of show off the jousting, and talk about if it's not working for you, here's what you need to do.
Did we run into that as well?
I did, yes,
By we, I mean you.
yes. Unfortunately, you can only joust in one place. The whatever Royal Joust Arena thing, it's on the map there.
Where?
The little the knight icon in the upper right.
Where's the pimp? Oh,
It's
right,
above a
right.
greenhouse, yeah. And the game has it's got a lot of, a couple of hidden collectibles you can get. Music notes and, what was the other thing I was picking? Lucky horseshoes. They really aren't hard to find. I was able to actually find all the lucky horseshoes just doing a normal playthrough of the game without having to resort to a map. I don't think I found all the notes. They might be a little bit trickier, but not by much. So don't hurt yourself looking for collectibles,
I'm sorry,
basically.
did you say music notes or
Music notes, yeah. Maybe
Does
it
it
opens
open
up.
up for bard songs?
I guess. I never really
They
established
never,
that.
they never say.
Honestly, the music in this game is generally not great. The Ride Your Horse Fast music got a little bit catchy at times, but overall. Okay, so here's the jousting. And you have to win 3 rounds,
Great.
and you have to point your lance with one side. Oh, and I messed up my timing because I think I hit the wrong button too. You basically
Explain it
ride
again.
towards
Point
this
it.
circle. You point your lance with the right stick. And you have to point it kind of where it is right now, right? And I walk forward not too fast, and then
He was like,
I didn't move too
oh, because
fast.
you're
See,
too slow.
you have to start moving right away is one of the other conditions.
okay. And then when you get to the circle, what now?
You're
Just
holding down.
before it?
Yeah, right before it.
let's move it.
About a second before you get to the guy, you hit the L1. Yep, like that, except for he did it to me, I guess. And you can knock the other guy off. But you've got to have about You got to have a little bit of lead room. You can't do
Wait,
it right when you
show
get
the
to him.
map again real quick. I just wanted to see where you are. Where's that red triangle?
Upper right corner.
Upper. Oh, I see it flashing. It flashes. That's what.
It does flash, yes.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Let's see if I can get this right.
All right. We'll stop interrupting you.
You can
All right.
interrupt me. Oh, I was hitting the wrong button too. R2.
All right.
Did I get him?
Woo!
I got him. You had him like 2 times like that.
R2, and it's
R2.
like right before you hit the circle?
Yeah, so you press the right stick all the way to the left.
Sure.
You press... No, the left stick all the way to the left. The right stick you're going to push down and to the left. Oh, I missed my aim on the right stick.
Wait, I thought you said it was R2.
R2. Not R2. And R2 is what actually does the stabbing.
Oh, Lord.
You gotta
Okay, so
point
left stick, right stick,
2 sticks in the right direction and also hit R2 at the right time. Like that.
Yay!
So that's how it's supposed to look. Left on the left stick, left down on the right stick,
Oh my gosh.
and then R2.
So left's to make you walk, the
Yeah.
right stick's to get you to point in the right direction. Boom!
You can go faster.
Yay!
As far as I could tell, going faster never helped me at all. Like, don't try. It just makes it harder to time. So just don't make your horse, like, gallop, go fast.
What is that over there in the field?
Oh, that's
They
some
do
money.
this?
They drop money whenever you kill somebody, so I
You
could
can't
go get
get to
gold.
it?
I think I can. It's really not worth it. It's like 2 gold or something. Everyone drops money.
All the time.
Yeah.
And you find stuff around town like this.
The
like
save point.
the
This would be
armor
armor. Yep.
and weapons, and
Yep.
they're just laying around.
Which you can pick up, and generally, as far as the combat never gets great. If you're having troubles with combat, do the spear. The spear is the easiest thing to get right in combat because it basically only stabs in one direction, and it's got longer range than the sword and a lot of other stuff. So if it's making you fight 8 guys, walk backwards, poke them with the spear. Do I have a spear? I don't have a spear. I don't have any weapons.
What happened to all your weapons?
I don't know.
Did you lose them?
I got ganked, I guess. Well, I
jeez.
called a horse
Oh,
because I really didn't
it's like,
want to.
holy cow!
Oh, you can also find
Oh,
poop,
you got
and
shit added to your
that's a
inventory.
weapon. See, I can throw it. It's not a good
Oh, you got a
weapon.
Pony Express activity.
Oh,
also.
that's.
That it's not going to let you do.
It's not gonna let me do it. Interesting. I don't know if it's my game's host. It lets you do it before you beat the game, so maybe that's a glitch there. There's
Maybe,
a few bugs I've run into in the game, but nothing that I'd consider game breaking.
Unlike my stuff that I did, but that's another story.
Yes. But there are, see like a little abstract expressionist who's down there like painting.
Oh, how fun.
I think it's cute.
That is fun. And there's little quests that you do here and there.
Yes.
I
Yeah, there's...
I sat in on the witch quest that was kind of cute and fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's side quest for the witch hunters, side quest for the
That's right.
the
Witch
church, some
The
gang
Inquisition,
stuff, you know,
yeah.
like, but it's all very topical, and the humor is generally
So what's the
very
hit
surface
my
level.
horse thing?
What's the what?
Hit my horse.
Oh, the pimp your horse when you've got your rating up on your when the cops are after you, you can ride into the pimp my horse. It's basically the paint shop from Grand Theft Auto, where they paint your car and then it gets rid of all your stars and the cops don't know you anymore. So yeah, you can run in there with 8 cops behind you and all your star ranking goes away and you're just fine. So.
That's cute.
But there you go. That's basically Rustler in a nutshell. If you really were a fan of GTA 3 and or Knights, then this may be the game for you. It's also relatively value priced. It's not an expensive game.
Yeah, no, it is pretty inexpensive. And it's an actual legit PS5, right?
This one was the PS5 version. It's a PS5 disc. That said, it's not going to push your PS5 in any direction.
Right,
This easily
yeah.
could have been made on a PS3 if we're looking at it. But at the same time, it's okay. It's decent fun. So give it a shot if you think it's up your alley or you're a huge Python fan. Like,
yeah, it might get more laughs
really
out of it.
huge because, man, they beat that thing over the head. Like, you'll be sick of Monty Python by the time you're done with this.
I doubt that would happen for somebody who's a big Monty Python fan.
That is true. Pythonistas.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I like the butterfly. Is there anything else you need to show, like the map or any other references to?
That's all I got. Thanks for joining us.
I'll see you next time.